look
I
beautiful.
can't hear you.
You look
I
beautiful.
can't hear you.
Oh, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I said you look beautiful.
She can see the whole fit because it's buck wild. I got on some drop crotch, like it's like surprises.
Oh my goodness. I love every minute of it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So one of the things I enjoy seeing about this season of you is the people that love you on social media. Like, your character was a little bit annoying the first
A
half,
little.
but we end up loving her. What was your like reaction to just seeing people have the love for your character and just want to see more of it?
Oh my gosh, Kimberly, let me tell you, I was a fan of you before I got the show.
Oh my
So
God.
I did something that I rarely do, which is I go to look at the comments because I felt like I was also like a fan, like I'm with y'all, like I already shot it. So like, what are y'all thinking? And then too, being like a theater performer, like I'm used to that instant feedback, like in the moment. So getting to see people like Friday morning, I woke up like at 7 o'clock, like this, like I gotta go to Twitter. So I rolled over, I went to Twitter, and there were people on there that were like on episode 8 already. Like it was crazy. But seeing the tide change from like, I fucking hate Sherry. I hope someone kills her. Please, love, kill her, to you better not touch a hair on her head. She belongs to us, like that was just the tops for me.
Because was there something about that, you said something like it drew you to the show, but was there like a specific moment from the seasons that you saw that just attracted you to just want to join the show?
Yeah, so for me, it was how abject Joe was, but how much I still wanted to watch it. And even as a gay lady, like there was nothing about him that was appealing, but it was like the psychology behind the stalking and his the reasons that he made for it, and then like kind of the good guy killings and the I was like, this is a terrible show, but I can't stop watching it. And then seeing how popular it was, I was like, wow, like that's wild. So when I got the call, I was like, this is well within my boundaries as an actress. My boundaries now are like love boundaries. Like, listen, I need to do shows that I would actually watch. And for you, that was the first time that I had like did a show. I did a show that I actually watched before, instead of getting the audition, watching it back and being like, oh yeah, I like this. And then, going in for it.
Because was there something you enjoyed about, your character that, this season that you were like, oh my goodness, I love everything about her. But was there one thing that you was like, okay, I'm a little bit like, I don't know how people are going to present this, how people are going to like this in the show?
Absolutely not. I love Sherry. I live for Sherry. Like, and as a divorced person, it was nice to be a part of a successful marriage. So I was all about it. When I first got the job, I did legit think that I was going to die too. Yeah. So when I talked to Sarah Gamble, she was like, oh no, baby girl, you're not going to die. You're actually going to be iconic. We're going to put you and Carrie as the first like cage couple. I was like, I'm all for it. But it made me like think about the character, differently, because I recognized from that conversation that there was going to be a deeper arc. And the thing that drew me to Sherry was how mean she is. Like, Kimberly, people like this face in the world, people just want to talk to it. And like, they just like, and it's sometimes it can be so hard to be like, I have to leave. I'm so sorry. But Sherry, like, to be that mean, to be that, I'm not like that in real life. So I had a ball with the first part of that arc.
Yeah, especially because when they were like going in the forest looking for Natalie, you were like, that character with Theo, he was like just being mean, and then all of a sudden you could just like a sense of like empathy with your character. I was like, okay, she was okay, she was just in a corner. But then like afterwards, she was just like back to, let me do my influencer and everything.
Because that's what I loved about the playing of Sherry, right? Like for a lot of people online, they caught, the manipulation, the feminine manipulation. And Sherry's really good at it, which also annoys people. Like what we learn is that Sherry's well aware of the artifice of Sherry Conrad, but she's also aware that Madre Linda is an artificial town. Like it's the suburbs. Like, come on. So what people hate about Sherry is that she plays the game better than everyone else. So that moment that you brought up with Theo, we talk about like the fragility and the white woman tears, but like Sherry pulls that shit too. So Theo goes off on her and it was totally justified. Let's just be honest. I mean, you're leading a search of a woman that you could not stand. And then like on the search, the stepson overhears you talking shit about the marriage. So it's just kind of like she was deserving. But the way that Sherry turns that on him, like, how could you? And how everyone just like falls for that, like, oh my God, you don't want to make her cry. You don't want to hurt her feelings. Maybe you took it too far. Like when I was seeing the comments on Twitter, people were like, oh no, he was justified. I was like, that sounds like someone who has been hurt and manipulated by those very tears. I'm so sorry. And I'm glad that you got it,
Yes, because even like at the end, when you're doing that little TED Talk thing, I was like, okay, I see how they turned this whole situation around. It was just like, how was that reaction to this scene that I'm like, okay, we're about to do a TED Talk. Like, they didn't ruin us. They made us stronger.
I loved people were like, at the end of the day, it's America. And we love a scammer child. We love capitalism. We love seeing people turn a bad into a good. We're just kind of hardwired for that. And I think for a lot of people, that was like, all right, she got me, because I could totally see them doing that and us buying the book and doing it, it was so believable, so realistic to, that kind of people.
Yes, because you got renewed for season 4. Could we see Sherry pop up? I would love to see her pop back up.
What I love, honestly, like what I've been loving this past year is that people see me on their screens and they're like, we want to see more of her spin-off, next season. That's beautiful. And to answer your question directly, I don't know.
Would you be open to it though?
I think I would. I think I would. Yeah. But I don't know.
Is there a role that you haven't conquered yet that you want to conquer in this industry?
No, what was so great about actually playing Sherry was, I'm a Juilliard trained actress, Tony nominee, but baby could not cry on cue. Like in my life, I cry at the drop of a hat, but there's something about being surrounded by 200 people and I'm getting paid for it that would just like kind of screw me up. And, it wasn't like a bona fide, like, I know that this is something that's going to be there all the time. Yeah. But when I got the job and I knew that there was going to be an arc, I was like, all right, like this is something that I'm going to have to conquer. Like I can do drama, I can do Shakespeare, I can do comedy, but I couldn't cry. And I really mastered the technique and the craft for me, to make that happen. So at this point, Kimberly, I'm just like, bring it. Like, I'll do it all. I'm a character actress. So like, just send me the roles. Let's see if I'm interested.
Well, from like CSI to like Search Party to, now with you, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself for playing all these different types of characters?
Just that, like, at the end of the day, the love that I have for the craft of acting, the craft of being at work for 16 hours a day, it's that love that powers the success and the good feelings, like I think about what I want the audience to feel whenever I'm acting. And that like way of working is really working for me. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned.
Besides you, are there any other roles that we can see you either this year, at the end of the year, or coming up next year in 2022?
Well, we'll have to see, ma'am. You know, when I get the news, I'll let you know.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where is the buzz?
Oh,
Where is the buzz? You said we used to be a singing group.